Welcome to the Intrazone Roadmap Pit Stop December 2022 edition, a bonus monthly show that answers that burning question in your mind. What's rolling out now for SharePoint and related technology in Microsoft 365? We nudge this episode into the new year to fully finalize 2022 and wholly welcome 2023. So with that, I say happy holidays and happy new year. Or should I say, happy new year! And hope that you had all the happiest of holidays with friends and family. I'm Mark Cashman, Senior Product Manager at Microsoft, here at the tail end of 2022 to help set the ongoing record straight with a little tech banter and a whole lot of cheer. This month we'll cover what SharePoint-y things landed in production across December, a few related items, and the always fun teasers looking into next month. Next year. And stay to the end as I round up the top 5 SharePoint and related tech updates or innovations that became available in production in any time in 2022. Okay, help me count it down, starting from 10. 10, 9, 8, SharePoint, 6, 5 golden bings, 4, 3, always 3 killer value props, 2, OneDrive, Happy New Year! It is time to kick back and get informed about all the tech that rolled out in December 2022. Starting off with employee engagement, that one-to-many where everybody in the organization is engaged and engaging. We will start off with the first item. That is Microsoft Syntex Pay-as-you-go, the new licensing model, is in preview. This preview allows you to track unstructured document processing events at no cost to assess the usage and estimated costs for a future pay-as-you-go license if you choose to put it in place beyond preview. You can start by entering your Azure subscription information into the Microsoft 365 Admin Center, where you then join the preview for the pay-as-you-go functionality for unstructured and pre-built document processing, what we formerly called document understanding. Processing events will be sent to the Azure meter in your account so that you'll be able to view the pages processed for unstructured and pre-built document processing models. For the duration of the preview, you will not be charged anything. The billing meter will function purely as a way to show you the pages that were processed in your organization and the advantage of using it versus not using it. Any user in your organization will be able to apply unstructured document processing or pre-built document processing models to a SharePoint library. And if you or an individual currently has a Microsoft Syntex seat license, those licensed users will be able to continue to use unstructured and pre-built document processing per the terms of that offer. This preview is solely to help you forecast the future Syntex cost with the new pay-as-you-go model, and it will expire in early 2023, at which time, if you'd like to continue with the pay-as-you-go model, you certainly can. And you can then purchase the new Microsoft Syntex offering that will be announced at that time. There's a lot of great getting started information about Syntex and more information about the pay-as-you-go licensing model, and I'll have those links in the show notes and, of course, in the corresponding blog post. Next, within Microsoft Stream, which is now Stream on SharePoint, you can search video transcripts. This feature allows users who are viewing a video to search for keywords contained in the video's transcript. Users can navigate through the search results and click on a portion of the transcript and be taken right to that respective spot based on that search query, where that query is mentioned in the transcript. You'll then hear it and play it right at that point in time. One note, this feature is for searching the transcript of a single video, and people need to view or edit permissions on that file to search the transcript. A collection of looking across multiple videos with multiple transcripts, of course, is a common feature within Microsoft Search when you're searching from outside of the video in a search center, for instance. Next, SharePoint apps are now more easily added to teams when enabling an app. As a SharePoint administrator or global administrator in Microsoft 365, you can acquire solutions from the SharePoint store or distribute custom apps that can be used across SharePoint, Microsoft Teams, and Viva Connection. What we're doing is improving the process of adding SharePoint Framework solution apps to teams in the modern SharePoint Apps site, which was formerly known as the App Catalog. So the work that you put into designing and building an app now has a lot less friction when it comes to deploying that app for use, a benefit to everybody across the life cycle of an app, or of course, multiple apps, taking multiple steps in that common pattern and practice. Now, before we head into what is shipped for teamwork, as a bonus to the mention above and before around the Syntex Pay-as-you-go model preview, let's take a pause and hear a fresh update on what Syntex is and what it offers. The following audio clip is from my co-host in crime, Chris McNulty, and it comes from the recent European SharePoint Conference opening keynote in Copenhagen, Denmark.
It's been said content is king, and content is the lifeblood of so many organizations. It captures our decisions, our transactions, our creativity, and our engagement. But the world is awash in content. On a typical workday, our customers add over 1.6 billion net new documents to Microsoft 365. That is contributing to the planet being on a path to over 130 billion terabytes of content in the next 3 years. And across the globe, companies are spending nearly $50 billion trying to manage that content. But we think that we're not getting the proper return on that investment. All too often, information is spread across multiple silos, and the interaction with content remains highly manual. Probably the number one automation tool for content in use in the world today is Outlook. We think we can help with that. So last month, we introduced Microsoft Syntex. Syntex uses the power of the cloud enriched with AI to be something that we call Content AI. Syntex delivers Content AI integrated into the flow of work. And it brings these capabilities together across 4 value areas. First, how do we enrich content using AI to be able to analyze it, understand it, extract key information, add annotations, and generate new content? Secondly, how do we then take that content and bring it into the flow of work, into the applications and processes where people need to work with it to get their jobs done? Third, how do I use our AI tooling to manage content throughout its life cycle with capabilities like archiving and backup and security management? And finally, how do I make it possible for our developers to leverage that content for new patterns of application creation?
It's helpful to know and review the 4 key pillars and concepts of Content AI, and to know that if you have any questions, I mean any questions, big or small, just ping Chris or always head to the Syntex page on adoption.microsoft.com. Just go to adoption.microsoft.com/syntex/adoption, and you'll find loads of getting started information and resources. Let us now turn our attention to teamwork, working one-on-one, collaboratively, getting documents and lists and all those kinds of things done, or at least more done before you hand it off to the broader availability across the organization. This is when you're working closely with your team or a team member, getting teamwork done proactively and productively. The first item, OneDrive within the sharing experience now exposes sensitivity labels within that same common sharing dialog. Sensitivity labels are used to classify and protect your organization's data, and these labels are completely customizable, and admins, of course, can apply a label to a specific file based on the organization's need. So this is great work to lead up to then making that visible, making it known to people per file. We've now added sensitivity labels inside the sharing dialog to provide you the ability to see what labels have been applied to your files before sharing them. If the admin chooses to set sensitivity labels for the organization's users who interact with OneDrive and SharePoint, the share control, will be able to see these labels displayed inside that sharing dialog. It's a great way to expose what a sensitivity label is, especially if by reading or viewing the sensitivity label might actually change your sharing behavior. Next up is a general availability note. the OneDrive sync reports in the Apps Admin Center is now GA, generally available, which is amazing. It's visible on what everybody has been syncing about. Admins can now use the OneDrive Sync Health Dashboard in the Microsoft 365 Apps Admin Center to get an executive summary of everything happening with OneDrive so that you can resolve common issues quickly and focus on other strategic tasks as an administrator. Proactively keeping OneDrive healthy helps ensure that your organization's information is protected. The dashboard provides you with sync health reports for tracking relevant health issues and advisories, checking the health status and app version of individual devices, and monitoring known folder move rollout across devices throughout your organization. It's a really great admin control for your use and, of course, monitoring of how OneDrive Sync is going, who's using it, and anything you might want to course correct after reviewing the reports. The last item within Teamwork, we're announcing SharePoint Sites coverage in the search usage analytics. So we are pleased to announce that SharePoint Sites are now included within usage analytics in the Microsoft 365 Search and Intelligent Admin Center. You can visualize insights from queries from your SharePoint-based intranet and other hub and communication sites. On the Query Analytics page, you can now see the top queries, abandoned queries, and zero results queries to get all the insights that you want to better navigate how you might want to adjust how people search or based on what they're searching for, how they find it. So with SharePoint Sites, this includes both classic and modern SharePoint queries, aggregating search query data across hub sites, communication sites, team sites, and various search centers in both classic and modern mode at the enterprise, site, and basic levels. This new capability will help you gain visibility by driving down and seeing the contribution that SharePoint site queries have in the overall search traffic so that you can learn more how your organization searches for content and how you might improve results. There's a great learn more and how to set up both getting great results and, of course, using the search admin dashboard. With that, we move to related technology that might rely on SharePoint as its underpinning content service, or just lives and breathes within that same productivity space, worth knowing about, and I bet you want to try it by knowing about it. That's my hope, at least. The first related item is that we've updated the Microsoft 365 setup site. So the update might not necessarily be the huge announcement for this roadmap pit stop. I just really wanted to highlight it as a great website, both with the recent updates and what was already there before. If you go to setup.microsoft.com, you'll find the home for advanced deployment guides outside of the Microsoft 365 Admin Center, so that anybody can find step-by-step deployment tips and get those tactical pieces of information to be more in the know before tackling something large around deploying a new app or a new service. With the site update, we're updating the search tools, recommendations, and the layout so it's easier to find guides for the product that you're deploying. This site also hosts guides to help you discover and try Microsoft 365 services before making a purchase. Just visit setup.microsoft.com and dive into the content, and this is especially relevant to the Intrazone audience for setting up and using Microsoft Teams and Microsoft Viva for really great setup and deployment experience. The next related technology item is that Microsoft Teams Premium is now in preview, available for you to try and to consider to buy. This makes it more broadly available for preview as a limited trial for our commercial customers. As a reminder, Teams Premium makes every meeting from one-on-ones to large meetings to virtual appointments to webinars more personalized, more intelligent, and secure. With Teams Premium, you can extend your organization's brand and company culture across meetings with branding, organization backgrounds, and organization together mode scenes. You can use AI to make the meetings that you attend or miss more productive and impactful through live translation for captions, AI-suggested action items, and insights to quickly catch up on missed meetings where your name was mentioned. You can also apply advanced meeting protection such as watermark, end-to-end encryption for meetings, and sensitivity labels. There's that word again, sensitivity labels again, that phrase. Deliver a high-quality webinar experience that streamlines the event workflow with registration, waitlist, and manual approval for everybody when they sign into the webinar, you included as the producer. And finally, Teams Premium helps you manage an end-to-end virtual appointment experience with advanced features like text reminders, custom-branded virtual appointments, and a centralized virtual appointment dashboard. This certainly is a great way to experience what Teams Premium is. Beyond hearing me talk about it or reading the blog if you had already caught up on it, the best way is to try it. Try it before you buy it. To do that, you sign up at aka.ms/getTeamsPremiumUpdates. All one word. aka.ms/getTeamsPremiumUpdates. And in the corresponding blog for this episode, I'll embed a new Microsoft Mechanics video where my friend and peer, Jeremy Chapman, demonstrates all the goodness that comes with this offering. It's a great offering, and it's certainly great to review. And before you buy, give it a try. Next item, Microsoft Whiteboard now has some mobile apps for you. For times when you're working on the go or don't have access to a computer to capture ideas, Whiteboard can also now be accessed from your mobile device. That is right, Whiteboard mobile apps for iOS and Android. This is a way where you can access all of your whiteboards anytime, anywhere. If a spark of creativity hits you with some content creation, just tap on the plus icon to access the Create panel and choose from a selection of reactions, shapes, and templates. You can insert images using the image gallery or by using your device's camera. Or my personal and biased favorite is that you can insert documents stored in OneDrive. It's a really nice integration for adding content like a document to your whiteboard. And here's a secret note for you Intrazone listeners. If you like something, hot in the Twitter space is a gentleman named Ian Mikotel, and he is the head of product at the Microsoft Whiteboard Teams and Surface team. And he's active for any questions and feedback that you have. His @mention is @Ian Mikotel, IANMIKUTEL. If you reach out to him, tell him the Intrazone says hello. I'll put links so that you can get started with the Microsoft Whiteboard mobile apps, both for Android and iOS, and I'll have a link to the blog so you can learn more from the Microsoft Whiteboard team itself. Next up, Microsoft To Do now supports auto-population of tasks due today in the My Day list. This one is truly magical, and it removes that blank slate of what am I going to do today. With this new feature, your tasks automatically appear in My Day view based on due dates. If a task is due today, it just appears auto-task magically on your My Day view. This will help you stay on top of your priorities and stay organized. And I am already using this feature, and it helps me stay on top of my priorities and stay organized. You can still add tasks manually in My Day, and I guarantee you'll start giving more tasks specific dates, knowing that they'll appear at the right time, begging you to get things done. To access this new feature, simply open your Microsoft To Do app and click on the My Day list and be amazed and delighted what's already there, and certainly add manually whatever you need to add there. Now, to round out some of the related technology, I wanted to end on two reminders that are a little bit more broad, or at least informative, of things that might be coming to a close. The first reminder is that Windows 8.1 support will end on January 10th, 2023, so pretty soon. This means that technical assistance and software updates will no longer be provided beyond this date. If your organization has devices running Windows 8.1, we recommend upgrading them to a more current, in-service, and supported Windows release. There's a lot more information here for admins and, of course, for anybody that wants to review it, and I'll have a link in the show notes and the blog. The next and second heads-up reminder is that Visio services will be discontinued starting February 10th, 2023. This means that the Visio Web Access, or Visio services, that's been in SharePoint for quite some time, and its corresponding web part for SharePoint in Microsoft 365 will no longer be available. Instead, use Visio Web Access, which is the new Visio for everyone in Microsoft 365. And you'll be able to use Visio for the web to migrate your organization's web part to a newer experience with the new JavaScript APIs for Visio Web. Visio Web enables high-fidelity viewing, sharing, and collaboration in your favorite browser without installing the client for all of the Office 365 licenses. Again, pretty much available to everybody. It also supports embedding Visio diagrams in SharePoint using a modern file viewer web part and with iframe along with JavaScript API programmability. So it really is that the same capabilities are there in a more modern way that benefits both you in how you can add Visio to your broader experiences, but also an awareness that legacy Visio services component that's been with SharePoint for a while is what is going away and being discontinued. Again, February 10th. 2023. For both of these reminders, I'll have links, like I mentioned, both for Windows 8.1 and Visio services so that you can read more about it and in addition to read any of the things that you might need to do to get prepared within your organization. Okay. Let us move from broad reminders to focus on the future that is just around the corner of our calendars. Here are 2 teasers for what's coming next year in January 2023. Teaser number 1, the Microsoft feed, giving you visibility on a mix of relevant content from across Microsoft 365. Teaser number 2, Microsoft Teams @mention, where you can @mention everyone. A notification will then be sent to users in the group chat based on their selected notification settings, aka don't miss anybody, @mention everyone. And that is it with this month's Peek Ahead. We'll share more details on both of these teasers and other updates within the SharePoint Roadmap Pitstop January 2023 edition next month. With a look ahead, let us take a moment to look back. Here are the top 5 SharePoint and related tech updates or innovations of 2022. Let's start with a runner-up, Microsoft lists Board View. This one got both a lot of use and recognition for helping build process-oriented, status-driven user solutions. That lays the foundation for us to start with number 5, OneDrive Sync for Mac OS, which includes the desktop folder backup, formerly and commonly still known as Known Folder Move or KFM. This leveled the playing field for mixed device environments where you might have people who like to say things like, I'm a PC, or other people say, I'm a Mac. And now it doesn't matter. Everybody can get OneDrive Sync for their device. Number 4, loop components in Outlook Mail. Another common, very highly used touchpoint for componentized collaboration. Number 3, review mode for Word documents. Open up your docs for comments and feedback in a safe and constructive way. Number 2, this has 2 general availability moments. Both are for Microsoft Viva. Within number 2 is number 2.1, Viva Goals. Number 2.2, Viva Engage. These both emphasize the importance for our customers to stay aligned and communicative with two-way engagement intact. And the number 1 release from the land of SharePoint, Microsoft Syntex. More than a rebrand, it brings new tech to understand and assemble content with AI superpowers, with deep integration into Microsoft 365 and Microsoft Teams. This was a big release for the team, and the interest in it has grown significantly. ECM is flourishing in the era of content AI. And that's it. Those are the top 5 features and updates that were released in 2022. As we close out 2022, I wanted to offer a SharePoint poem, one that celebrates the reality and the duality that is SharePoint. The poem is titled SharePoint, Platform and App. SharePoint is a well-plumbed platform in and of itself, an app. a front-end portal, and a back-end data source that never takes naps. SharePoint by name appears front and center on pages and sites. It too quietly powers Syntex, Viva, Stream, OneDrive, lists, all within your Microsoft 365 services sites. It's there for IT solutions far and wide. It's there for devs. Call Yo SharePoint and it abides. And for end users, people, you, me, us, we know it knowingly by name or not throughout our content collaboration trust. A platform through graph calls and SharePoint framework code, an app for a new list, a new library when you're in a non-coding maker's mode. Its double life led is a duality. Not dead, not dying, breathing life into reality. Oh, SharePoint, humming along at 99.9% uptime in the cloud, sometimes quiet in the background, sometimes boisterous, branding, and loud. It has been my pleasure to navigate the roadmap with you across 2022, and I greatly look forward to a productive 2023. As always, we've added learn more links per feature, plus a list of important resources in the show notes and in the corresponding blog post on the Microsoft Tech community published to the SharePoint community blog. If anything still leaves you scratching your head with open questions or concerns, please send us your thoughts and comments to theintrozone@microsoft.com. Until next year, hope you love all the updates, past, present, and future on the roadmap ahead.